Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Don't pause. Press play. 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 Don't pause. Press play. I wanna hear what you got to say. Press play. Press play. I wanna hear what you got to say. Don't pause, press play. Press play. Press play. Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Press play. Don't pause. Don't pause. Press play. 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 Don't pause. Press play. I wanna hear what you got to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to O.C.C. Scrim's Gold Division. Tonight, it's Project Proteus versus Void. My name is Litzy. I'm joined today by the man himself, Cal. How you doing today?
I am doing great, Litzy. As always, super excited to be here. Super excited about this matchup. Love watching these teams play. And ready to get started, man.
Yeah, we got a lot of things to look forward to and a lot of players we haven't gotten to see in a while. So, Project Proteus and Void. I think I'm seeing one new face here. Tell me if I'm wrong, but this KBC guy, are they new around here?
I believe he's filling. I haven't seen him around. I believe he might be coming up from actually a Silver Division team, maybe. So trying him out to play here in the Gold Division, maybe up the game a little. But I believe so. So it looks like he's going to be playing DPS too. So super excited to see the new face, the DPS role.
New DPS players in the game. We always like seeing those big plays. And over on the side of Project Proteus, it is the usual lineup. There's always people to watch here. Definitely, I like keeping an eye on Bunny. Lots of great Reinhardt plays coming from them, and I expect to see more tonight.
Yeah, just about to say that. Bunny is definitely going to be someone to watch along with Pika, who I'm guessing he was going to be going up against as far as the Reinhardt v. Reinhardt matchup goes. And they're just they're very similar players as they're both very aggressive. They seem to know when to go in, so I'm excited to see who kind of gets the advantage there. I think whatever team has the better Ana might actually give that Reinhardt the advantage, but it's going to be a good matchup.
Definitely a good Ana is life and death importance to a Reinhardt player. Now, one thing that Loudtrex has pointed out in the chat is that this is the last chance that Pro has to get any wins in the whole tournament in the gold division, especially. And I am pretty excited. I think that Pro, they've been getting a lot better throughout the season, but they've had a little bit of a rough time. And I'm excited to see if they can turn this around.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, as the league grows, we're gonna have more teams in it, and it's gonna be closer matchups with a lot more variety as far as who's winning. But the league is definitely dominated by Void right now, and Titans can get in there and definitely give them a good fight. But Pro is on the lower end of the league, but not to say they can't put up a good fight, because you've seen them, and they seem to get very close, especially against Void and Titans. So I think they can pull it out today.
We'll see if that happens. So our first map is going to be Hanamura tonight. Pretty excited. There's a lot of things that can happen on Hanamura. Obviously, 2 CP and a lot of really interesting high ground. Some choke points that are very difficult to get through. And I mean, there's a lot that can happen here, and I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I love seeing the Widowmaker or the Bastion. Anything on defense that can kind of punish anyone moving through choke slowly. It kind of forces the enemy team to do a dive, to do a quick through choke, and it's tough to dive as a team. Even the high Grandmaster teams have trouble coordinating it. So anything that can prevent the team from going slowly and being decisive, making them all make a quick decision together, is going to be in your advantage for the defensive team. So I'd love to see a Bastion, a Widow, a Symmetra, anything that punishes that choke point.
Also, just a very quick thing. I don't know if you watched the All-Stars game yesterday, but there was a pretty great match of Super Shimada Brothers, which was all Hanzo and Genji, 3 Hanzos and 3 Genjis on both teams. It was something to behold. Forget who won. I think it was Pacific.
Two of my least favorite heroes to play with, so that would have been on Nightmare.
It was something all right. So looking at this lineup, we got some pretty interesting things of note here. Taking a look at Helix. Snake, who is rocking that best Reaper skin. We all love it. And so that's going to be a pretty interesting point for the defense. It looks like the offense, we're getting a 2-2-2.
Yeah, looks like both teams are coming out with the 2-2-2. Very classic comps. Obviously, the offense has that Baguette, one of the newer characters, coming out. It's going to be super helpful with the Reinhardt. Baguette and Rein go so well together. They can just swing and do damage and heal. But nonetheless, I like the defense that Pro's coming out with. I like this traditional Reaper for Kree. A lot of damage.
Going to be a lot of damage coming into that shield as we do breach. Helix trying to get right in the front, but gets stunned straight away. Backing up, make sure to not get too far in. Getting healed up, ready to go back. Bunny trying to regulate that shield health. Make sure that it doesn't drop too low. Be able to use it when it counts, but didn't have it up. Then Tribalize coming in with a stun and following up with a kill. Bunny is down with no main tank. They're having to be very careful. Pro falling back towards the point, but they have gotten a kill. In return, Teddy Jackson is down. Wolfpack have fallen back towards the point. Already a rally coming up. We're going to see Tribalize using that to try and just keep the team alive through this point push. It seems like it's working pretty well so far. Tick hasn't been gotten. Wolfpack has been contesting it, but now Wolfpack is down. Will there be any further contention? Looks like it. Bunny is now here, trying to get in there and do some damage, but stunned, gets taken out, and that is going to be it for point A.
Yeah, I would like to see maybe Dank switch off the Zen. It looks like they have a really big brawl versus brawl comp. Unfortunately, whatever team has the Baguette is probably going to win. Since Pro does not have a Baguette on that field, they're just not going to be able to get the healing and the damage at the same time in these swing matches that they're going into. So maybe drop back and have some long range matches with Helix Snake, or get a Baguette on the field and match these teams, just a 6v6 match.
There is a lot to happen here, and now looking at this Void coming up through the stairs in that narrow choke point. There's a lot of opportunity for damage there, but seems to be making their way through. Nano boosted. There is Pika trying to get some damage out, and so far doing a good job taking out Helix Snake. But following up, there is Bunny and there is Danks with a Transcendence to try and keep the team alive as they are bursting through. Bunny is nano boosted, ready to put out some damage. That has now worn off, though. Blueback isn't able to follow up on a kill onto Tribalize, but it is enough to push the enemy team back.
Yeah, there's a great hold there by Pro, but they did use a lot of ultimates, using the Zen ult and the Ana ult along with the Reinhardt, but Bunny already has another ult built up, so never mind there, Bunny getting another ult right away. So these can match that Earth Shadow with the other one. If he can get a block, they can win another fight right here, and the ult advantage won't mean as
So there are 5 ults on the side of Void coming up through the hallway yet again. There is the rally to try and get the team that extra armor to be able to get through here, but Tribalize has fallen. No more armor for that team, but the Dragon Blade KBC coming up in there trying to do work, but quickly shut down by Helix Snakes' Death Blossom, and now contesting the point. House Homie trying to get a sneaky take on there, but isn't going to be able to do it.
I just want to give another credit to Casual OpSec doing a great job with these Ana nades. Just threading the needle every time a shield goes down. She seems to be able to put an Ana nade in there. And giving purple to the enemy team in a brawl comp is huge, not being able to heal. Because Reinhardt can just swing away and almost get 3 kills if he can swing back.
Now Reinhardt can hit a lot of targets that are very close to me. You have to make sure you keep your distance or that ult will charge incredibly quickly. Still holding on to that Earthshatter Bunny. Will be able to use that in this next fight. And now the ult advantage has swapped over. There it is, a Graviton Surge to get everyone but Teddy Jackson. And then the Earthshatter to follow up. Make sure that even though everyone stayed alive because the Immortality Field, they fell shortly after.
Yeah, a lot of ults. You almost wonder if the Earthshadow was necessary, but nonetheless, huge Sniv ult gathering those people in the grab, and then Wolfpack with his Deadeye, I guess, had made them worry, made them turn around. The Reinhardt, everybody get so much damage in there, and obviously you have 5 people in that grab. Getting all that damage is going to charge up your ults for your other characters, because you see Zen and Ana both with ults now.
That is you have those 2 support ults. There is the amplification. Make sure to get out of the line of sight. Buddy dropping around the corner. Helix Snake was cut out. That is a lot of damage missing. Immortality Field up on the corner to try and keep all the side of Void alive as they push through that choke point. Will it work? Charged into a wall. Bunny is taken out. Will that be it for this defense? Thanks. Use the Transcendence to try and keep everybody alive while they wait for some of these respawns to get their team back on the point. High Noon to clear the point. Takes out 2 from Pika. Great work there. Bunny charged into a wall again. Actually taken out by Pika. Now, Nano boosted. It's all up to Wolfpack. Will they be able to do it? Wolfpack has fallen. House Homie pretty low and was hit by the anti-nade. Gets taken out. Now, Tribalized Pika trying to hold on. There was the Death Blossom, but quickly shut down. Was it enough, though, to hold on to this point? Although 2 ticks are down, seems like this third one is going to be held from the clutches of Void. It's just Tribalized and Pika trying to contest this point. They have not given up. Void is here with Bunny down. They may just have a chance. Trying to swipe away. Teddy Jackson going up towards the balcony, getting a charge on a sniff, but stunned out of it, won't be able to get up against the wall. There's a Riptire. Going to have to be careful. It's been taken out by Wolfpack, so it won't be doing any damage today. House of Homie getting frozen, maybe getting killed, but kept alive thanks to Immortality Field for a little while longer, but cannot escape because of the ice wall, and the last one to fall is Helix the Cat.
Man, Void, I feel like wasting a good 45 seconds there trying to keep that fight going when they were obviously had the disadvantage and the spawn advantage. Nonetheless, KBC did use his ult. Thank God Wolfpack right there was able to shoot it down with the McCree really quickly before it did any damage. But you can see Pika and Teddy Jackson both have ults up. If they can combo those together correctly, that's a quick kills, and it could take this fight.
There isn't a lot that needs to happen in order for them, but this is something that is very good for the side of Purple, walling off 3 members of the team that were hit by an anti-nade, but they were able to be alive thanks to the Immortality Field from Helix the Cat. High Noon from Wolfpack to try and clear out that hallway, wasn't able to connect White on anybody. Now kind of a little bit of an awkward position. Wolfpack trying to get a kill onto KBC. Does not matter though, it is Bunny getting all the kills. Nano was charging through and taking House of Homie over the edge with them. That is another point defense.
Always fun to do as a Reinhardt, getting someone over the edge, especially when the fight's already over, because you know you're going to get back quick. But great job here by Projekt Proteus switching off. I love this May by Helix Snake. Realizing this brawl comp they're facing, this close range brawl comp they have, if they can just split them up and make it a 3 versus 6 fight, or any way they can split that team up, it's going to be a huge advantage for Projekt Proteus. A great job by Helix Snake switching over to this May.
And that is a great wall from Helix Snake as well. Immediately taking out Teddy Jackson, walling him off from the team. Not grouped up quite enough. Great prediction there. Making sure Helix Snake positioned really, really well to try and cut off no matter where the enemy team went. And that worked perfectly.
Using the May very well, correctly. Not necessarily doing the most damage, but just splitting off the Reinhardt. That's it. Fight over once that's done.
And now, after that devastating stall, there is just one more chance to take the point. 25 seconds left. KBC caught up in the high ground a little bit with Helix Snake, but able to get away. Now it's time for a fight on the point. Teddy Jackson brought pretty low and taken out. Bunny is swiping away, but there is the high noon, and the wall doesn't quite work. Pika gets a triple kill. Will that be enough? Bunny has been taken out. There is a blizzard on the point from Helix Snake. Will that be enough for Helix Snake to stall this out a little while longer? No, it's taken out, and it goes all the way. Round 1 complete.
So close on Projekt Proteus. I thought they were going to hold off. Obviously, a huge ult by Pika right there with that. Pika just showing off his DPS skills as he often does in these games. Great ult there by McCree. Great use of the Mei ult, but unfortunately just wasn't enough players on Projekt Proteus to capitalize.
Absolutely huge plays there from Pika. We need to get Ryan Reynolds to voice the documentary about Pika when that comes out someday.
I'll definitely watch that.
And now we're going to be looking at this attack from Pro, this defense from Void. What is going to be the strategy here? We have 7 seconds, and we're going to see what it's going to be.
Yeah, and you see actually Void actually has 0.5 seconds left, so they are able to get another, even if Projekt Proteus gets it, if they get it with less than a minute left, they will get another chance to attack. So luckily not going into overtime, gotta be disappointing for Projekt Proteus, just at 0.5 on it.
They might have been able to end it round 2, but we're going to have to see, or rather end it in round 3. We're going to see how that works out for the side of Void here. They do, I mean, it hits in a lot of time. It is 0.5 seconds, but that is 1 minute for them to push onto the point. We'll see how that works. Also, just looking at this, looks like it's more of the same. Helix the Cat playing the Baptiste for the side of Void. They are running that, standard 2-2. It's interested to see Baptiste in something besides a bunker comp.
Absolutely, yeah. It's definitely what is most utilized in now, but I think he's still being found out as a player and what his role is. So I think there's multiple ways to use him.
That's pretty huge straight away, taking out casual OpSec and then charge as well. Bubble to keep him alive. Teddy Jackson maybe overextended a little bit there, but it does not matter. Immortality field to make sure that they can stay alive. And now Pro, they have to back up.
Great defense here with the Reinhardt. Great use of the shield, and obviously just having KBC just throw damage in with his junk grenades. If he can get enough damage up there, get that grenade or get that tire, it's going to be a huge advantage for.
A lot of grenades bouncing around. You have to be very, very careful to not get caught out by the Teddy Jackson fire strike into the wall. Didn't quite connect there, buddy. Waiting for an opportunity. There's the immortality field. You're going to have to wait for that to go down at least, buddy. Getting flashbang, able to get healed back up afterwards. There, the amplification maker. So you're going to have to make sure you maneuver past that to not get caught out by it too much. But there it is. Earthshatter to knock everybody down from both sides. But Teddy Jackson is the one who comes out on top. And that is another point defense.
Just great counter shatter there by Teddy Jackson, realizing that his whole team was down, needed to do something, got the enemy team down, and just left Bunny alone on point. To game host to go ahead and get the pause. Thank you. A little bit of mic issues, unfortunately.
So apparently, yeah, there was some mic issues. Sometimes Discord does act up like that.
Yeah, all good. Just a little connection issue. And we have here, obviously, huge ult there by Wolfpack. A little questionable considering the enemy team was down a player, I believe. But that's just due to Overwatch connection.
It is how it works sometimes. We're going to be getting back into this pretty soon. There is the cause for the call for the unpause here. And it looks like it is going to be going for Pro here, going to be getting the point straight away, and then it is time for point B.
Point B. So obviously, huge ult there by Wolfpack. Sorry, it was a little bit hard to see there with the pause and the drop player in the commentary, but nonetheless, we're gonna have a quick attack on point B. You see Danks with his ult, which is going to be big for the attack if they use it early, and just try to push in with sheer damage, try to take them out before the enemy team can use their ults, because obviously Void is with the ult advantage right now.
And it looks like now they're trying to figure out their point of attack. Looks like they're actually going to be coming all the way around the bottom, right under that high ground. It is going to be working. They're going to be going straight onto the point that has started to contest. Teddy Jackson charging onto the point. Gets charged into a wall, but a bubble straight away. Make sure they stay alive. There is the high noon from Tika. Will that catch anybody? That shield is up. Does manage to pick out Sniv, and Buddy does fall shortly afterwards. And so because that looks like Pro is going to have to back up.
You see Danks actually end up not using his ult in the beginning there, which I kind of thought he was. But maybe they went for a dry run. You see, obviously now Reaper's going to have his ult next fight. We're going to have Sniv and a Bunny with their 2 tank ults. So maybe they're just trying to go for a dry run, have Pika use his, obviously was a good use. And now they might have an advantage a little more.
They have plenty of time to take this point. 4 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. If they can get it with any time over half a second, they are going to be in the advantage. We'll see if that happens. Going into this Helix Snake, looking for an opportunity to teleport, going to be doing that into the back, going up the stairs. Will that be a good call? Gets caught out? No. Going to be able to use the Wraith form to get away. Baited out the charge there. Good work. Now Teddy Jackson starting to move on to the point. Wolfpack getting caught out maybe a little bit, able to dash away to safety. Back to Bunny, back to the heals. And Bunny's just keeping up that shield. We're going to see where they go with that in a 1v1. Helix Snake did end up dying up in the high ground. And so it looks at Pro had to just wait for their DPS.
Yeah, it looks like Pro is playing a little bit too safe right now. They're really hesitant on going in. I would love to see them use Dank's ult, just run in there with Sniv ult and try to get it off before House of Homie gets his off, and just sort of try to win this ult. But nonetheless, they can try to get a pick with their Genji maybe, or try to let him go into the back line. I think it's just going to be hard to get a pick with their comp.
There's maybe a little bit of a preemptive amplification matrix there. Didn't manage to really catch anybody with that. KBC did manage to get a kill onto Wolfpack. Good, and that could be what they need. There is the tire. Going to be heading towards the side of Pro, hiding behind the wall a little bit. There, the sound barrier has already been burned, so that won't be of use. Does manage to pick out Sniv, but nobody else in the rest of the team is engaging on top of that. Bunny taken out while trying to charge. The rest of the side of Pro just having to retreat. Well, in fact, maybe cutting a little bit. No, able to get away along with the rest of the team.
Yeah, I don't think they necessarily need to fight high ground like they are. They can let Wolfpack go up there and take high ground by himself after they get on point. But right now they're trying to push up a high ground when they have this Junkrat on the field, and it's just such a small choke point. Junkrat's going to be able to spam damage in there so easily and build up such quick tires. It's going to be very hard to get this high ground away from Void right now.
It's going to be hard. That is 3 ults to work through, but they do have 5 of their own if they use these wisely. To work very well. Bunny got flashbang there and got taken out. That's pretty huge here. Helix Cat is down though, and Teddy Jackson down as well. That could be what they need, although that res worked pretty well as well. Both supports caught inside of a Graviton Surge, and then a Death Blossom on the point. This is looking good for Pro, managing to get the first take and pretty much an entire team wipe. Now trying to contest the point is Teddy Jackson trying to charge in. Gets booped away by Danks. It's almost 3 ticks. There it is. Goes all the way, looking pretty good for the side of Pro.
Great use of the ult there by Sniv. Very innovative. Use the ult actually to keep the 2 healers up top and not let them drop and help out the rest of them. So then Reaper had a free ult pretty much when he was able to use his, and obviously Lucio was up there to finish up the grab. Great use of Sniv ults to keep the team up there while they went down and got cat point.
That's a pretty tough graph to hit as well, just hitting the side of the balcony. But it did work perfectly, catching the 2 supports there. They weren't able to support their team quite as much, and then Pro was able to clean up very, very quickly and take the point with 2 minutes and 56 seconds in the clock.
Yeah, so great push there by Pro. Obviously, 3 minutes, a whole 2 minutes ahead, and having 3 minutes is huge because you get to build up ults, you get multiple chances, you get to adjust to the enemy defense. Having more time like this is such a big advantage, and on the side of Void, 1 minute, you have pretty much one good push. Maybe two if you go quickly, but you're not going to be able to build up ults for every character. So it's definitely the advantage for Pro here, big time.
And Pro, they have an extra minute and 56 seconds. So essentially 2 minutes to just push as far as the side of Void can. And they only have a minute. That's really only one push across this checkpoint. It looks like how they're going to be doing that is they are going to be bringing a Diva Rind tank combo. I'm going to be seeing Pika on the Pharah along with a Far Mercy.
Yeah, the Pharmacy is so good at this rank. It's incredibly hard unless you have an Ashe or a Widow, someone going to headshot to get down a Pharmacy if it's a good combo. But great use of Void. Good idea, I think, on their part.
Great use there, taking out Bunny and a quick kill onto Pika as well. That is a very good start for the side of Void here as they start moving onto the point, trying to contest this now. KBC trying to get onto the backline, going to be fighting Sniv, who's going to be trying to back away. Oh, the bubble has already been used, but is now back with the support. 1.5 takes down. Will the side of Pro be able to contest it? Doesn't look like it. Will we see Pika way up in the front line to make sure that there is no contention. Now it's time for point B.
Yeah, Pika just showing his versatility again. Just taking out 4 out of the 6 players on Pharah. Just real quick, getting the McCree off with her E, so she didn't have to worry about shooting him. Just great job by Pika once again, showing off all the different characters he play.
Quick kill onto House of Homie will slow this down. House of Homie is back online though, so it's essentially negated there. Look at Bunny, very ready to charge in there. Gets a charge, doesn't quite connect, but does knock around the enemy team. Tribalized in a bit of a rough spot as well, taken out. Now it's time for the point. Pika managing to get a kill with the Rocket Barrage, but taken out shortly afterwards. Bunny still contesting the point. KBC trying to get on there, contest it a little bit longer, and there is the Transcendence tank. Make sure to keep the team alive. There's a nuke. We're gonna have to deal with it. Shield goes up, and Bunny's able to block it. Follow it up with an Earth Shatter. Quickly takes out 2 enemies, and Helix Cat is quick to follow. Now it is just Teddy Jackson who gets taken out. Time for that is it. Overtime ticks down. One more contest from Pika, and that is all she wrote.
A great defense there by Pro. You saw Teddy Jackson just charge in. He realized there's only 10 seconds left on the clock. It was go big or go home. Unfortunately, they were able to focus him down really quickly. And once your main tank is out of the fight, the rest of your teams follow pretty quickly afterward.
Once that main tank is out, there is a lot to go wrong. Definitely one of the most valuable players on the team. Now going into this, that was definitely a very good round 3 from the side of Void. Able to take the first point very quickly means that there is definitely a chance for them to hold this here, because they really just have to hold point A for 2.5 or 3 minutes. That isn't that long to hold point A.
No, absolutely doable. But on the side of Pro, I believe they should get this if they play it correctly. They work around the defense they're seeing, and just charge their ultimates and use them together. They can definitely get this point. The advantage is for Pro, though I could also see a tie incoming for this first map, because it happens so much on 2CP, and this is just prime for it right here, the circumstances.
Wouldn't take much to initiate that draw, but opportunities for the win on either side, and we'll see if that happens as the timer ticks down. The doors open, horses get ready to be released from the gates.
You see Pro coming out with this classic grind Zarya, which I love. Gonna be able to charge Zarya super fast in this choke. Such a small choke point, Zarya gets charged almost immediately.
Whereas on the side of Void, looks like they're going for a longevity here, having 2 main tanks, Teddy Jackson on the Rhine and House of Homie on the Orisa. Pretty interesting. Buddy getting caught off by the Mei wall. Got to be very careful. Helix Snake is there to help, along with Wolfpack, but it is not enough. Like both Buddy and Helix Snake have fallen, and although House of Homie has been killed by Wolfpack, I don't know if that is going to be enough to take the point. Not to be deterred though, Sniv still on there, able to take out Teddy Jackson in the meantime. Now it is just Wolfpack who having a little bit of trouble with the Mei, is able to get away with the Swift Strike.
Great job there by Wolfpack on the Genji, able to get the kills and not die, just get out. So huge advantage here. Wolfpack is going to charge up his ult. He has one ready to go. This could be it if he uses it correctly. Maybe gets this Mercy or this jump right out with it.
Felix Snake wanted to get in there right away, right into the middle. And there is the Wolfpack Blade trying to do work, but that sound barrier is going to do a lot of work, keeping everybody alive. And then a hammer down to knock Bunny onto the ground, able to take him out very, very quickly. And that means we're going to be going into another fight. Just 1 minute and 30 seconds left.
Yeah, Helix Cat with the ultimate trying to chase someone down, it looks like. I would like to have him save that for the next fight because they did just use the Lucio ult as well, so now they have no support. But nonetheless, Wolfpack also used his, so it was a great use of the Lucio ult to keep his team alive during the blade.
Lots of good work there in a lot of ways. This could change. Now going into this, 3 ultimates along with that Earthshatter are going to be coming up very, very soon for Bunny. Pro, they're poised to take this point. Helix Snake getting right into the thick of it straight away. Meteor Strike to stay alive. Where is that going to be landing? Looks like it's going to be off the high ground, but KBC able to get away. Now Helix Snake trying to do some work, but will that be enough? Bunny has already been taken out. Helix Snake as well. Seems like we're going to have to be going. Looks like they're going to have to retreat yet again and try one more time for the point.
Oh, they just used so many ults on that push. You thought they were going to get it, but great use of House of Homie and huge Helix the Cat healing. I have to say, keeping his team alive when they're getting so close to death is just so crucial, having this advantage in team members.
I'm a little bit concerned about Helix the Snake deciding to stick with the Doofus for as long as they did. They're, these 2 great main tanks are really good for fighting as Reaper. There is a Graviton Surge catching both Pika and House Homie, but the sound barrier to keep them alive. Bunny falls, so does Sniv. It's just casual ObSec and Helix Snake trying to contest the point, though they were able to get a kill. That is a Riptire quickly taking out Wolfpack just as they were ulting. Overtime ticks down, and that is map 1 for Void.
Man, those are just huge heals on the side of Voids with Tribal Eyes and Helix the Cat. Helix the Cat, especially on the Mercy. I saw so many members of Void go down to less than 10 health, it looked like. And of course, Helix the Cat was just right in there to get him healed up. Huge reses on the Junkrat, getting him back into the fight when he went. Great job by the heals. That's the reason they stayed alive for so long, obviously.
That is what we saw. That huge play from Bunny, getting right behind the enemy and earth-shattering them from behind. Good to know that that immortality field was up, and so they were actually going to survive through that Graviton Surge, and I think that Earthshatter just did a really great job in sealing the deal, making sure that although they survived the Graviton, they were still all right in that same area and got taken out.
Obviously, Bunny, like we said earlier in the beginning of the game, he's such an aggressive Reinhardt, but it just pays off so well because you just get plays like that coming in left and right. So much fun to watch him play.
So we're going to see as we get into this. Doesn't look like we're going to be having any swaps yet. But yeah, Void making sure to turn that around. Lots of really great work there from Void, able to just hold on the first point, a full hold, absolute full hold with an interesting double main tank composition. There's just so many shields, so much to work through. I'm a little bit concerned that Helix Snake stayed on the Doomfist. I mentioned that in the game. As long as they did, I mean, Orisa is, in the lore and also in the game, a really good counter to Doomfist. And that, I think that might have been part of the reason why Pro weren't able to take that.
Yeah, I think Doomfist was... the thing is, they didn't have a McCree, they didn't have a Hog. I agree that Orisa is definitely not a good counter. If they're playing Orisa Hog, you should probably never play Doomfist. But the Reinhardt is pretty easy to push around as a Doom. So he might have been able to, obviously, with Doomfist, the shields don't matter because you just punch right through them. But nonetheless, I would like to see him attack that Mercy a little more, or maybe attack the Lucio. It seemed like he was going for the Orisa, which obviously was a mistake as Doomfist, because you're not going to win the 1v1 there.
You're able to get right onto the back line as Doofus is one of the great things about them. So it looks like we are going to have one swap. Danks is going to be swapped out for Elfie, our favorite video editor, going to be coming in. And looks like our next map is also going to be Junkertown, which is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get into that before too long. But let's talk about strategies that we saw from Void and Pro here. on their attack, Pro, they had a few issues in the last, but before that, they had a lot of really strong points. How do you think that's going to translate going into Junkertown?
Well, I think they just need to honestly play what they're best at, because when it comes to switching up comps and sort of adapting, I think Void has them beat. Void seems to have the more versatile players on their team, but nonetheless, Pro has these amazing players that would, like Bunny is just an incredible Rhine, and you see Dank's obviously a very good Ana. He's out right now, but casual OpSec, also a very good off tank as far as Zarya. He plays a good Rhine as well. So I'd just like to see Pro play what they're really good at and let Void sort of play these crazy comps and switch around.
It's like there was also a swap. We're going to be seeing Abstract coming in for Void. Keep an eye out for that player. Does a lot of really great Genji work, so expect to see some very big Genji plays coming in for that.
Yeah, always excited to see the new DPS players. I'm guessing that Pika, but you never know what Pika's going to play. I said he was probably going to play Reinhardt last game. He ends up busting out the McCree and the Pharah, doing very well on both. So you never know what this kid's going to play. You know he's a good Mei and a good Genji. So very versatile player on their side. Helps them out a lot when it comes to adjusting to the enemy.
Now, looks like we have gotten the ready symbols from the team, so we're going to be getting into Junkertown before too long. We're just finishing up all of these swaps, and we are getting in. So, Junkertown, a lot of really interesting map design choices here, and there's a lot of interesting strategies that could come out. For instance, pirate ship. We always love seeing some pirate ship on here, or at least I do. And just really this first area, so many long sight lines makes for a really interesting first point.
Oh, for sure. Pirate Ship is definitely a favorite, especially in this map, because it's so easy for the attacking team to get on payload real quickly and sort of set it up. It's such a flat, nice payload for the Bastion. But like you said, those sight lines are huge for the Widows, for Hanzo, even for Pharah. She can sit back and just sort of spam rockets from long distance without any too big of a worry about getting shot. So any character that can do a lot of damage from distance usually does well here. You don't see a lot of Reapers, obviously, because this is a big open area to fight in. But once it gets into the next point, point 2 and 3, you kind of switch up to the close range characters.
So it looks like we are going to be seeing the, or at least it looks like we're going to be seeing the pirate ship on the offense. Abstract is at least thinking about playing the Bastion, whereas on defense, it's your standard 2-2-2. It's a pretty divey DPS. We have Helix Snake on Doomfist and Wolfpack on Genji.
Yeah, so it's an interesting combo, like you said, having the Reinhardt Zarya and then having the Genji Doomfist. So two very, very dive DPS that's going to have very little support, except for the Ana pretty much when they go in. So casual OpSec's really got to be on his game with these healing if he wants to help these guys out when they die.
Going to be a lot to heal, and Lucio doesn't put out a whole lot of healing. There's Pika trying to get a quick kill, wasn't able to do it. Might be going back into change, is going to be swapping over to the Pharah, realizing there isn't a lot of hit scan to deal with that. Going to be picking that up. Now it is time for that point to continue moving forward. Abstract has not stuck with the Bastion. Instead, swap over to the Hanzo. Helix Snake did charge in there, wasn't able to get a kill, trying to charge up a punch. Does get a great punch onto Pika. Really great work there. Always love seeing a Doofus take out a Pharah and trying to get it onto the backline, although taken out by Helix the Cat, and Pika is revived. One of the great things about having a Widowmaker on your team. Casual OpSec taking a lot of damage, having to fall back. Make sure to not get hit too much by that far. There's a charge straight into the wall. Bunny is taken out. Teddy Jackson being the aggressor there, and following up, looks like that's going to be point A.
Yeah, great job there by the attacking team. As you can see, Void, Teddy Jackson playing huge on that main tank, just swinging away, doing a ton of damage. You see Helix Snakes also switched off the Doom with the Pharah in the sky. It's just, there's no point. You're not going to get that many kills. You got the lucky one, but Hanzo's going to be a little bit better, but obviously it's very hard to hit Pharah as a Hanzo. You see Wolfpack switching over to McCree to help. That makes a lot more sense.
And also one thing to keep in mind is this ult economy for for the side of Void here as they start moving forward versus just one. That Nano Boost is going to have to do a lot of work if they want to be able to hold this fight. Not needing to be the aggressors though. Void slowly keeping up. There is a Rocket Barrage straight from above. Gets a triple kill and a Valkyrie to follow and make sure Pika stays alive. A final drop punch to take out Wolfpack. That is a devastating fight for Void.
And just a huge ult there by Pika, taking out 2 big ones, especially taking out that Lucio. So they don't have his ult, which LP did have the ult, and LP unfortunately used while they died. So no longer have a Lucio ult to stop this. So if Zarya and Hanzo can get a good combo, there might be another quick team kill on the side of Void.
Doesn't look like they're even able to contest that second checkpoint. And now it's just one straight shot to the end and 5.5 minutes to do it.
Void just using their ult very well here, keeping ult advantage throughout the game. And it's just really something that I think Projekt Proteus is worried about instead of playing safe.
Now 3, caught inside the Graviton Surge. There are the dragons, you can't stay alive. Everyone gets taken out. There was Katarlosa taken out as well even before the dragons did their work, and that opens up the path to the end.
Yeah, whenever you see a Zarya on the field, you have to look at the DPS that's with her and just wonder, can they clear us in one go? And if so, like, what do we have to defend it? So LP obviously needed to keep his ult right there. Or his Zen right here.
Hammer down. Look at this aggressive stand that Void is taking all the way up into the spawn. Was able to take out Bunny, and look at that, Teddy Jackson revived and back. Seems like this payload is just going to go all the way to the end. Wolfpack trying to contest it, Bunny trying to get there as well. Not to be able to do it. There's a great hammer down, knocking down 2 in the back. Wolfpack trying to do some work, but that immortality field goes up. That's going to do a lot of work. Helix Snake trying to contest it as well. That deflect has worn out though. That is them fallen. Elfie and Casual OpSec, 2 supports trying to clutch onto the point. There's Bunny now swapped over to the Hammond, trying to be a little bit stealthy, but will that work? Now very shielded up, going for the spin to win. There are some more dragons though, going to have to be careful. The Graviton Surge came out as well. Supposed to be doing good work. A hammer down for Teddy Jackson. Cleans up a little bit, doesn't do a whole lot. There's still Bunny contesting. No, Bunny has fallen, and so has Helix Snake and Elfie. It's just Casual OpSec. Casual OpSec is down, and the payload goes all the way to the end. That is round 1 complete.
Yeah, nice try there by Proper at the end to contest, but it was just Void's game all the way. They just started with that huge ult advantage. Unfortunately, Pro came out with the wrong comp. That Doomfist Genji just was not able to dive on any characters. The Pharah was obviously able to get away. Lucio was able to speed out of it. So just a bad picking on the side of Pro, came unlucky on their part, and they just weren't able to regroup after the obvious advantage that Void had in the beginning.
And also Void doing a good job of swapping their comp to deal with what the enemy was doing. You know, you see that dive composition, you see the Doomfist and the Genji. As a Widowmaker, you got to be, you know, a little bit scared of that. You got to be pretty wary. And seems like they knew that, swapped over to the Pharah straight away, and paid off wonderfully.
Yeah, Pharah obviously doing well. Pika really showing off. I haven't seen him play that much Pharah. I usually see him play more Genji and Mei and Reinhardt. So a lot of fun seeing him play this Pharah because he's doing very well on it. And also Teddy Jackson, just a huge tank play that game. It's so much fun to play main tank, especially Reinhardt, when you have a really good healer with you because you can just be ultra aggressive and just swing in there like a madman. It's a ton of fun. I'm sure Teddy Jackson was having a good time.
Probably was. It's always great as a Reinhardt to be able to just let loose and swing away. Now the sides are reversed. Seems like a pretty interesting composition coming from Void. Going to get to see Pika on the Symmetra. Beam attack ready. I can't wait to see it.
See how quick they get the Symmetra turrets down. If they have anything for it. Sniv's going to be able to charge up on it, which is always nice as a Zarya, getting that quick charge.
Now it seems like Pika is, you know, caught out us, is known to be there. Wolfpack now trying to follow up, knocked away from the teleporter. Pretty important that Pika is just trying to get away. In the meantime, the rest of Pro are pushing forward, trying to do it, but so many people are away dealing with Pika. Will they be able to do it? Looks like for now Pika has gotten away, but that is not the end. Sorry, Pro are now back on the point. They've pushed it forward pretty well now. It's just a very slow thing. With Teddy Jackson down, Void no longer has a main tank. There's not a lot to hide behind. Bunny knows to take the aggression forward. Quickly takes out Helix the Cat, trying to follow up on some other people as well. Maybe went a little bit too far in. He had to back up now, and actually does get killed because of that over-aggression.
Yeah, Bunny in definitely too far, and obviously Pico got way in too far, trying for a cheeky symmetric play, and just getting caught in the back line for the majority of this push. Finally, it looks like the Void might be regrouped here. They have the healer and the 2 tanks on the point, so obviously they're going to be able to regroup this hill.
And Pika getting a great shot onto Wolfpack as well to make sure that this point stays where it is. Teddy Jackson tried to get a cheeky charge off onto Bunny. Bunny able to sniff that out, able to get away, but Charge goes into the wall trying to escape. Gets taken out, not enough healing, and that is going to be it. They're going to wait for respawns.
And you have to wonder if Wolfpack is going to stay on Bara here, if he's going to try to charge ult and use it first, or if he's just going to switch right. But I can't imagine him staying for the rest of the game because they have 2 snipers on the field, and Abstract is doing pretty well on this Widow at the moment.
A little bit of a preemptive amplification matrix there. Amplification matrix there wasn't able to get a whole lot of value out of that. They had to be really. That is a very tricky ultimate to use. It's not incredibly straightforward. Now, a little bit of an opportunity here to push forward 4 ultimates going into this.
Yeah, you see Sniv almost has his ult. KBC, I think, needs to come in here and use his ult quickly before the enemy team can, and just get these guys down quick.
There's 2 hammer downs on both sides. It seems like Void is coming out on top with it, though, able to take out Bunny. The great charge on to Sniv. Wasn't able to get the bubble up in time. Gets taken out. Elfie not able to get enough healing out there. And now, once again, waiting for respawns.
Yeah, huge ult by Bunny. Got a good amount down, too. Unfortunately, just had no protection. He needs to have a bubble right when he does that, because every time you drop your shield as Reinhardt, you're gonna get damaged. You just have to decide, like, how much you're gonna get damaged, whether it's worth it to drop your shield.
Yeah, and if you know that the enemy Reinhardt has an Earthshatter, you have to be incredibly careful. But this is looking good. Both teams caught inside a Graviton Surge, but there is the Dragons and the Rocket Barrage. So many things on both sides. It's now pretty much a 3 for 3, but Wolfpack now going to be securing this up, and this is looking good. One more run all the way to the checkpoint.
Yeah, great ult there by Sniv and Wolfpack. Huge combination. Got enough of the team members down. All Wolfpack had to worry about was the Hanzo, which are 1v1 Pharah Hanzo. Usually Pharah can win unless the Hanzo's just very good.
There's a lot that can go wrong for a part there. Looks like Void is going to be contesting this one last time. And with a great hammer down, looks like they're going to be able to do it. Teddy Jackson swiping away, trying to get kills. And it seems like he was able to get 2 in the meantime. That is looking good. And with just 10 seconds left, will they be able to contest? Wolfpack was trying to hold on, but got sniffed out, got taken down. Elfie, it is all up to you. Contesting the point, trying to trigger overtime, gets killed before it does. Now overtime is taking down the Helix Snake is there, ready to contest. Using the whole hog to try and push the enemy away. Now Bunny is there, gets a great hammer down onto 3 enemies and is also nano boosted, but gets charged all the way away from the point, and overtime takes down, and Void with a great point A hold.
Yeah, Void doing a great job getting back twice there just to contest the point. I really thought the point was lost 2 times, but Pika obviously getting really quick kills coming in with Genji was able to set up the rest of the team to come back and stay alive long enough for the contest.
And that was the great setup and execution by Pico for the play of the game. Great work there coming from above to get a triple kill with the Rocket Barrage. Completely secured that second point.
And that is going to send us into halftime with looks like Void up 2-0. But both very close matches. Unfortunately, that one a little bit less. But Project Proteus showing that they can put it in a good.
And so we're going to go into the break, just like Cal said. Have a little video presentation for you. So sit back and enjoy, and we'll be back in just a little bit.
Science rules.
science guy.
Do something!
Nani?
Fire at will! Heroes never die.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not.
Happy feet. One more combo. That ain't Falco. That ain't Falco. Oh! 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 I am the one, the way your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street. Look at Ares.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to O.C.C. Scrim's Gold Division Pro versus Void. Pro looked pretty good in the first map, but Void clutched it in right at the end with a full hold on point A. Now, and then Pro on Junkertown were not able to really contest at all. Void was able to push it all the way to the end, and Pro not even 2.1. I am the Litzy, and I am joined by Cal. How you doing?
I'm doing great. And yeah, like you said, that first map was really close, but that second map, Junkertown, Boyd was just able to use the pharmacy really, really well, both on attack and defense, it seemed like. So they were just able to take Pika using that Pharah to get a lot of really good kills to kind of push their team forward. So we'll see if Pro come out with this next map with something to answer it, or maybe a map that Pharah isn't necessarily good with, and they will force him off using map conditions.
Yeah, that is a pretty rough thing to deal with. I mean, Pro, they got to be hurting a little bit here. If they lose this map, then they have lost it all. Not a lot to deal with. Not a lot to work with, rather a lot to deal with. And coming into this is also, the last chance for Pro to get another win under their belt to help their scores a little bit. I don't have access to all of the lineup, so I don't really know if they even have a chance of getting into the final tournament. I know that I'm pretty sure Void is so far the best team in the gold division, so looks like they are looking to be pretty secure in that. And looks like our next map is going to be Numbani, which is pretty interesting. And we're also going to be seeing if there are any subs. Looks like Elfie has been swapped out for Danks.
Yeah, so Dank coming back in. Dank's that really, really good Ana player. So we'll see, hopefully another Ana come in. Was able to do very well with his grenades last time, getting those really good anti-nades in there to help out his team with the kills. Obviously, if a Ryan is anti'd and your Ryan isn't, chances are that your Ryan is going to win the fight.
Also, on the first map, Danks had a lot of really great transcendences as well, so keep an eye for that. Looks like we're waiting on the final ready checks to go in. Going to be getting that before too long. We're going to get to see Numbani in all of its glory. And we're just waiting on the final thing. There it is. So we are going to be getting into it. Numbani, a lot of really interesting ways how this can play out. Pretty interesting map.
Yeah, Numbani, I think that obviously you can choose the Ryan Zarya and then go around to take high ground, but if the enemy team is set up high ground, I'm personally a big fan of the Winston Diva play, the dive comp. Using the Genji, you can sort of go main, stay out of sight lines, just hug the wall, and then you can actually just jump high ground wherever the enemy team is to dive on them together. But like I said, the dive takes really good coordination, and not necessarily all the teams have that at this rank. So we'll see what the attack team comes out with, whether it's a push or it's a dive, but nonetheless, it's always exciting to watch.
This is one of the rare maps we do oftentimes get to see that double dive, but yeah, in gold comp it isn't quite as prevalent. We'll see if that is what we get in just a few seconds. And also looking at this, looks like that is not what we're going to be seeing on the defense. Look at that bunker composition.
So I love the bunker composition. Honestly, Wolfpack, I would like to see him maybe with a McCree or a Junkrat, something that could punish the dive coming in a little bit more. Because right now it looks like they are susceptible to being dived on. They have no real good CC. But nonetheless, if they can stay with the healing and casual offset, can use his immortality field correctly to keep that Bastion up at the right times, this comp does very, very well, and it's really hard to deal with, even in the higher ranks.
Have you seen the clip from Custa from LA Valiant? On stream, was playing a bunker composition, was locked onto Bastion for damage boosting, and just had it on a macro. Got up and left, came back with a drink, was still just damage boosting, was just sitting there drinking while the match was happening because there wasn't anything else for him to do.
That's hilarious. That makes sense, though. Honestly, it can be kind of boring for the Mercy, but at the same time, if the team breaks your comp, you gotta
get it to shred people. Always love seeing that. Actually, knocked over the edge. Poor Pika getting a little bit too far and just barely sliding away. That's going to be pretty devastating now going into this.
You have to assume that was a mistake on Pika's part, which happens, but it's kind of funny to watch. Just barely missing that edge.
And that's you got to watch that edge. You got to keep that in mind. And Void, they are responding in turn, just staying back and waiting for their Diva to get back. Now the Diva is there, getting right on top of that Bastion, using that defense matrix, but that immortality matrix is up. Defense matrix wasn't enough to get rid of all the bullets. It seems Helix Snake was able to get a kill onto Helix the Cat. fellow double Helix rivalry there. Always love to see it. And now it's time for a fight on the point. Helix Snake still trying to output all that damage. There was the leapfrog all the way up there, and there's the amplification matrix. Will they be able to get out of the line of sight? Doesn't look like it. Helix Snake shredding through one more player for the secure.
Man, I just love Helix Snake's confidence right there with the D.Va on top of him. Just didn't even turn to look at the D.Va shooting at him. Just decided, I'm just going to keep shooting at your teammates, let my guys deal with it. Didn't heal himself, fantastic. Let the Mercy do the healing, the casual ops spec use his immortality field to keep him alive. Great use of the bunker comp right there. That's how it's done, and you see why it's just so hard.
Also, you have to keep in mind that the ironclad buff, or the stat buff, happens whenever you are in sentry form. So you get a little bit of extra defense when you are in it. So, or not in sentry form. Yeah, when you're in sentry form. And so you can't be too passive and be too fickle about swapping back and forth. And then trying to jump on top of there. Teddy Jackson uses a Primal Rage to just barely stay alive. But you can't contest that bash for too long. It's still a lot of damage that can be outputted onto you. Knocked back into a corner in recon mode, trying to get back to the team. There is a nuke. He's to clear the point. Sniv did manage to get a kill onto Abstract there. Helix Cat trying to do work, trying to get on top of Helix Snake, who was taken out thanks to a good anti-nade, but that is not enough. Tribal Eyes taken out shortly afterwards. Helix Snake revived and heading back up to the high ground.
Yeah, he needs to stay high ground. Obviously, he was getting dove on. That's why he used his ultimate. But I would love to have him just sit on that ultimate and almost not even use it if he doesn't have to, because he just does so much damage in sentry form. It's just shredding on these two tanks that are dying on him because they don't have a lot of heals. With just the Projekt and the Baptiste, he can only fire the grenades to help him out. It's not going to do a lot as far as the tanks coming in at the heals.
Trusting in your healers as Bastion is incredibly important. You're going to stay in that sentry mode. There we go. Teddy Jackson trying to get Ron to the point. Go ahead and be careful about that Bastion, though. Amplification Matrix is up as well. They're just trying to break the line of sight till that wears out, which it has done. Sticking in that hallway, waiting to get a pick. Haven't seemed to be able to get any. There is a rocket barrage. Is not enough. Get any kills. Went straight into the defense matrix. One ultimate down. Seems like they are renewed with new zeal and vigor. Ready to get onto the point. The amplification matrix was put up. Wasn't able to do enough work to make too much of a difference here. And it seems like now Helix Snake used the ultimate. Wasn't able to get much with that either. It's really a stalemate between these two teams. There is an ultimate Pika trying to use the self-destruct to get a little bit of clearing onto the point. Was able to do it and able to get the first tick. Helix Snake able to knock Pika out of the mech. Still sitting up on that high ground trying to get that baby D.Va. Isn't actually able to do it and gets taken out. That looks like that's actually going to be a point take for the side of Void.
Yeah, great job there by Void, just staying out of Bastion's sight lines until they charged up what they wanted, whether that was the D.Va ult, I think, maybe. But nonetheless, they were able to stay out of Bastion's sight lines and take that point, obviously. Just dive on them when they were ready. And you saw them get the kill. Obviously, and Helix Snake, in his Bastion play, he was jumping around targets a lot. I would have liked to see him stay on one target.
And trying to keep up the aggression. There was Tribalized using the rally, and it did pay off, taking out Sniv. So it's going to have to be coming all the way back. That gives him time to push this payload forward, although it's just poor Helix the Cat pushing it all by their lonesome. Come on, guys, go help him out. He's just pushing it by himself. The poor dude.
Hey, he's getting it though. You see Void just staying up on this choke. They're gonna just brawl with them when they come around the corner, which is a good idea by Void.
Yeah, but it's very, very sad to watch. But now there's the amplification matrix on both sides, and caught inside of Graviton Surge. Seems like it's gonna be Void coming out on top, able to catch the enemy inside of Graviton Surge on the other side of the amplification matrix, doing great work and going to be taking point B.
Yeah, Void just now overtaking them with this brawl comp. Doing a great job pushing point. And Teddy Jackson on this tank, just outputting so much damage with this triple tank. It's just really hard to go through damage.
And now it's time for the last push. Will Void be able to take it all the way to the end and set up round 2 for them? Let's see. There's the Bongos ready to output some extra damage. will that work? There's KBC going way onto the back line. Does have that ultimate, ready to use it. Maybe soon. Not going to be quite yet, though. Getting actually dove on by enemy Doomfist. Able to get away for now, though. It seems like this is really back and forth. Wolfpack not able to use that Rocket Barrage, actually dying to it. There is the Dragon Blade trying to get on top of Bunny, actually taken out by the self-destruct, but it does not matter. It is just Sniv left. He gets knocked out of the mech, and Banks rather trying to hold on to the point. Cannot do it.
Yeah, with all these tanks in the fields, as you can see on the side of Void, it's just really, even getting 1 or 2 members down, it's just not enough because there's still so much health out there that you have.
You see, like, Snake dove into the back and down using the meteor strike, going to be going straight onto the point, but the shield was up to protect the team. Now caught inside of Graviton Surge. Pro's not looking good. There's Bunny charged straight into a wall. Bunny is nano boosted, though, does not matter. The charge cannot connect. Died before it could, and that is the push all the way to the end. Void with a very convincing round 1.
Yeah, Void making great use of their team comp right there with the Baguette and the Baptiste to sort of all just stick together and just swing on people. And then if you get inside that immortality field, no one's going down. Obviously, Soldier has his E as well to get that extra heals, and there just wasn't enough damage on the side of Pro. Doomfist and Pharah, they don't have that quick kill potential unless you can really do a good dive at Doomfist, and it's hard to do.
Yeah, Doomfist does blow up pretty quickly. It is an absolutely huge character. Can, in more ways than one, can do really great work if you are left uncontested inside of a backline. But if you are going up a team that can coordinate, Doomfist, I feel like, does sort of fall more into guarding a choke point and disturbing a choke point rather than diving onto the backline, unless you have already taken out the main tanks or taken out some of your counters so that you can do it.
Especially when there's that Brig on the field. Because if you dive on someone when Brig is on the field, she can use her E to pretty much instantly heal them mid-air. And you're not going to get that kill anymore. And now when you land, you're landing right next to an enemy teammate and you have none of your abilities to get out. So it's definitely tough for the Brig on the field. Anyone that can instantly heal is really a good counter to Doomfist's dive. And Brig was doing a very good job stopping Helix Snake.
Also, any stuns are a huge counter to Doomfist, and there's another thing that Brig has that counters him, is that shield bash.
Not to say I am a Doomfist main along with Widow, so I do love the character, but I agree there are lots of things out there. Let's see what kind of defense we're coming out with. Great job on the Teddy, back on the Reinhardt. He's doing great with it so far. Pika on the Hammond, you don't often see that as a secondary, but nonetheless, he's going to be able to be aggressive, get in and out without any CC on the field except for Wolfpack, so he should be able to get in and out pretty good.
That is where it should be, in my opinion. Trying to get on their abstract with a punch isn't able to do it. Pika isn't able to quite connect with the ground pound, trying to grapple up on there, isn't able to quite make that connect. Seems like it does not matter. The rest of Void doing good work, able to take out Bunny and Wolfpack. 2 big heroes down from that defense. Pika having to retreat after dropping pretty low and is able to do so. The rest of Pro have to fall back.
And can we just point out Pika is now playing Hammond? Like, I think one of the hardest characters to just pick up and play out of the ramp. And he seems to be doing okay with them. Not getting killed, getting in and out, doing some damage. All he has is ult.
They did manage to get that ult very, very quick. Maybe had a few issues with the grapple early on, but I think they're beginning to figure that out. And now charging up through the hallway. They are ready, Pro, but straight into the mix. There, the mines going to have to get out of the way. Helix Snake got out, and the barrier of Void, or of Bunny rather, taken out very, very quickly. Seems like Void, though, to make sure to not be too overly aggressive and charging after that.
Yeah, Void's and Pro's really sticking together, grouping up, which is playing right into Pika's hand as a Hammond. The more people you can roll through with that grapple, the more damage you get, and obviously.
Let them out.
And that gives you all of that great, juicy ult charge. This is where you really love to set up as a Hammond. And Pika getting straight to the back with a huge ground pound. Does get slept, but has to be pretty careful. Able to get away. It's sitting at 70% ult charge again.
Yeah, it seems like Pro is sort of just playing right into what the Void wants. Abstract, just sort of sitting over here waiting for something to...
There was a great Earth Shatter from Bunny, but it did not do too much. Only able to really take out Tribalize Also, KBC's Riptide was taken out, but does that matter? Pika using the spin to win, trying to just contest the point as much as possible, putting out some mines, and there is the Meteor Strike to follow up. Bunny taken out. That's going to be all she wrote for this defense as Sniv, Dinks, and Helix Snake try to escape.
Yeah, you gotta feel for Pro right there. They were able to get through choke finally. They don't have to worry about Peak anymore, and this hammer's been wrecking them. But then obviously Abstract and KBC, you gotta watch out for those two. They're just DPSing, and they're doing it really well. Abstract with the huge kills right there to finish out.
Pika maybe getting a little bit aggressive, isn't able to land the grapple to get the that momentum, is able to get it there. Maybe waiting to go straight in over the enemy. There it is, ground pound, knocking everybody in towards that middle pit. Was able to help charge the ultimate up a little bit again. Now looking at this, let's take a little bit of a look at the ultimate. Graviton Surge is up for Pro. Will they be able to use that casual uptake? Drop pretty low, able to stay alive for a little bit, but Helix Snake is down. That's pretty important. And Bunny was able to take out Abstract with a very good charge. And the Earth Shatter goes straight into the shield. Does not matter. There are some mines in that main wave, so Wolfpack has to be pretty careful as they push through here. Bunny, Nana Boosted, trying to close the distance on some people, is able to take out Tribalize. There's a return. Hammer down from earlier. Teddy Jackson able to knock down and just secure 2 kills for KBC. There's a nuke to charge. Isn't quite enough to connect on Teddy Jackson, take him out with that, and now caught inside of Graviton Surge. Will Void be able to do it? It is just, or rather, will Pro be able to take the point? Doesn't look like it. 3 seconds left. Will they even be able to contest the point? Danks is the last hope, but no, that is it, and Void wins the 3rd map of the day.
Yeah, I thought maybe Pro was going to pull it out. You saw them come out with kind of the GOATS comp. Obviously the 3 tanks, but unfortunately just weren't diving on the right characters. They needed to find those immobile characters to sort of get on top of instead of trying to fight tanks first. But nonetheless, great job by Pro. Almost had it a few times, but KBC and Abstract coming in clutch once they were able to get to the choke. And Pika obviously doing great on main.
Lots of great work from Void there, and a lot of great plays from Pika's Hammond as well. I do love seeing some good Hammond plays. Everybody who watches us knows that, and we got to see some there. So that is, that's not it for the day. We do have one more map, but does mean that Void has won, securing their 1st place spot in the gold division pretty securely and thwarting Pro's chances at one last win.
Yeah, great job, Void again, just dominating kind of the 3rd map. They're really doing well. They're a really strong team in this division. And Pika coming in, I just can't say enough about this kid because he seems to be so versatile. If he's listening to the stream, I want to see him play Torb next. So I'm hoping that he throws one of those out there, see what else he can play.
The Flex God, Pika, give us Torb in his secret Summer Games skin. Give us Torb in the swimsuit. We want to see it.
But Bunny is also just huge, man. He has these giant plays. Unfortunately, it's just there's not enough follow-up, it seems like. But he's playing very, very well. It seems like he's outplaying... I don't want to say outplaying Teddy Jackson, because Teddy Jackson is also playing very well on it.
Yeah, I'd say they are pretty evenly matched. I think my main concern is I feel like Pro and Bunny are playing 2 different games. I feel like Bunny is engaging at a lot of different times, and Pro, they're not feeling really comfortable engaging with them or backing up with them and things like that. And I feel like that could be part of the reason a Pro is struggling much as they have today. We are going to be getting into the next map before too long. It is going to be Nepal. We're making sure that everybody is ready, and then we're going to be getting into it. Looks like there is a swap. We're going to be seeing Elfie coming back in for Helix Snake. So that's going to be pretty interesting. Probably see some Lucio here.
Elfie, a super strong healer. Love seeing her on the Lucio. Love getting those boops. Maybe on Nepal she can find some spots, especially in Sanctum, where there's a huge just gap right on the side of the point. So Elfie, really good with those boops. I want to see some more of them this game.
We always love seeing those environmental kills. So we are ready to go into the map we're going to be getting in before too long. So this is, could be one last chance for Pro to try and clutch something back. But with the performance from Void so far, I don't think they'll be able to get much. I think it's going to be really a question of if they can get 1 point against Void here, but I'm not sure if they'll even be able to do that.
Yeah, we'll see what they come out with, whether they come out with the answers for this Pika or maybe Teddy Jackson. I would love to see them try Goats again. I think Goats actually could be the answer. Obviously, if Pika goes Hammond, maybe not, because Hammond actually is pretty good against that grouped up comp. But I would love to see them go Goats again and maybe focus down Teddy Jackson first with an Ana, try to nade him, and just sort of get him out of the fight. And then the rest of the team a lot of times follows, as you see when he comes out first. But he's just so good at staying alive with Tribal Eyes and Helix the Cat, keeping him up.
Lots of opportunity there. We'll see what strategies these teams come up with in just about 5 seconds. Will Pro go Goats? I'm not sure if they will, seeing what has been happening so far, but it always could happen. Looks like we are going to see a Torb. It's going to be KBC, or at least is hovering that. We all want to see it. And on the other side, a pretty standard 2-2-2.
Yeah,
actually, no, it's not. No, never mind.
3 healers. Yep, they have Wolfpack, looks like on the single DPS, but I'm sure that's going to switch off at some point. I don't mind seeing the pharmacy right here, though. If Abstract cannot reach him with his hacks, then they don't have a lot to take down the pharmacy, and I think Wolfpack can do very well.
See if that does. It seems like they're trying to they're maybe expecting to counter Goats, running that Pharah, and then sort of the rest of the team being Goats, going straight onto the point. They do not have the advantage of high ground. Pro trying to defend that, ready to defend that. Their KBC tried to get the turret down, taken out though. There was a hack onto Bunny, trying to swing away, trying to retain some health. Does have the bubble, able to get the shield back up. Start going back in, swinging away, able to get a kill. Teddy Jackson was able to get a kill as well, though, with the Buddy down. No main tank left for the side of Pro. They have backed up and conceded the point.
Abstract is going to get the hack right there on Mercy, which is obviously huge. Mercy is stuck there, and when you hack a Mercy around the team, she's dead. No way to fly out. She's a very immobile character.
Yeah, once that hack goes through, I mean, that's sort of every Sombra's dream, being able to get a hack onto a Pharah. Wolfpack actually dropping very, very low, has to be very careful trying to get back to the healers. Is taken out by Helix the Cat. A surprisingly good counter to Pharah on the Moira. And Rez back, but he's going to have to wait a little bit for this next push.
Yeah, I would love to see this pharmacy go in really aggressive and try to get into this back line. And Wolfpack just, I think, needs to focus targets a little more. He seems to be switching one rocket to the next. And just try to get one person down with.
And a hack there, Bunny ended up having to fall back, and did fall in the meantime. That is pretty devastating. The rest of the team trying to get back all the way to the spawn, as Pro being pretty aggressive.
Yeah, Void is really holding this choke well. There doesn't seem to be much that Pro can do right now. They're going to need to, I don't know, spam in, get more damage. They still are on this triple heals without a Projekt. So it's weird. They don't have very much damage coming in, except for...
And there is the rally from Tribal Eyes, who is right in the middle of the enemy. Will that work out? And there was a huge EMP as well, getting 5 members of the side of Pro, able to return very well, though, with an Earth Shatter. Bunny able to knock down very many members. Thanks, actually able to get a double kill there because of that. They're going to be able to take the point.
It did take the point there. Great ult by Bunny, as we've seen so many times this match. Just Bunny is just notorious for getting these giant ults that swing the map. But you can't rely on that. And unfortunately, I think they are. They really need to switch to another DPS player right now if they want a chance. Because Wolfpack isn't going to be able to do it on his own. Far can't do that much damage.
Maybe switch to another, or maybe have someone else swap to a DPS, or swap to a tank themselves. Seems like, yeah, this is continuing to not work. Both of them straight over the edge. Teddy Jackson and Bunny. Now it is just a few members left. Elfie taken out on the retreat, as well as the rest of Pro.
Yeah, or even switch one of these healers to Zen, and then a Brig as well, because Brig can be a very good damage dealer if you get her in there with the Reinhardt and just swing away. And then the Zen Discord Orb can help you kill people. But right now, they're just not going to be able to fight through this. I just don't see them winning this at all with the comp they have, and you know, switch it around. But they're going to continue to try, it looks like.
There's a Graviton Surge actually launched pretty much straight up into the air and landed actually in a really good spot, catching Sniv and Elfie. Following up with a Molten Core, Bunny caught by it as well. That is a flashy Graviton Surge to secure the first point.
Yeah, great KBC Torb right there. We wanted to see the Torb. It seemed like most of the fighting was actually happening in the choke, so the Torb turret wasn't shooting as much as we would have liked, but nonetheless, great Torb ult to catch them in after the Sombra EMP.
Absolute shock. Insane yeet. I love it. Looking at this, seems like we're going to be seeing a continuing fashion of these sort of odd comps coming from Void, as we're going to see Abstract on the Soldier and KBC continuing on the Torb. And now triple support, but only one tank. Maybe. We'll see.
There we go. 2 tanks. They're going with Lol 222 with Pika back on the Hammond. And then, but nonetheless, they're still Projekt Proteus sticking with the 3 healers, with none of them being really damage healers.
Hammond is an off tank. Changed my mind. Going into this now, getting a pretty good boop there. Teddy Jackson not quite getting over the edge though. Now Danks has to back up, able to get away. Pika on the backline, getting a pretty good bowling pin effect. They're able to open up this team, and now with 3 members down, KBC getting a triple kill, taking out Elfie as well. There is a quad kill, taking out Wolfpack. It is just 3 tanks left, trying to get away along with Sniv. That's pretty rough.
I guess KBC showing off his Torb. We wanted to see one, we got it. But you see Pika right here with an 86 ult, man. He is just charging this ult like crazy on Hammond. He is getting in there so aggressively. But he's doing it, he's not dying. I would say that he's gonna die right now.
Once you get hacked as Hammond, you are done. And that's really what we have to do with him. You have to contest the Hammond. You have to deal with Hammond, but he will just continually charge ult off you incredibly quickly. You have to make sure you punish that every chance you get. It's a good kill. Wolfpack taking out Tribalize. Now trying to move along towards the back. Have to be careful of Helix the Cat, though, as well as Pika, who has returned, able to pick up the kill along with the Abstract. There are some mines now in a lot of trouble. Bunny has to be very careful as they try to maneuver back to the rest of the team. Is able to do it for now. Pika now rushing away. Not a lot left now on the point. 33% capture. And there is a boop over the edge. Bunny taken out. Able to take out Pika as well, but will that be enough? Tribalize dropping pretty low, but staying alive for a little bit. Taken out though. Teddy Jackson there as well. Sniv putting out a lot of damage. Able to take them out. You cannot underestimate that scrap gun. The turret from KBC is doing a lot of work as well though, and helps clean up a kill on Casual, OPSEC, as well as Elfie. It seems like at this point might finally be coming to the end as KBC, I'm hungry, I guess, puts out an ultimate, catching out a few members, and there is Pika following up onto Wolfpack. The rest of Pro, they have the backup.
Yeah, just Projekt Void just had 3 ultimates in a row that just was really good at zoning the enemy team with the Torb, the Hammond, and then the Helix the Cat's Moira. Just zoning the enemy team away from point and where they wanted them to be, which ultimately led to them down the whole point when they were really down. It seemed like 4 players.
Aldo Chobro in the chat saying, my boy Bunny. I kind of thought that Aldo Chobro will be cheering for Pika in this situation. And then from behind, Teddy Jackson able to get an Earth Shatter. Does great work. Wolfpack was actually able to get a double boop over the edge and taking out Teddy Jackson as well. Seems like Purple will actually be able to take this point. Perhaps it does go over the edge. No, Pika, they're just in time. Getting a great knockup kill. Casual offset taken out. Point does end up transferring over, but was taken out. Seems like the point is going to go right back, and sitting at 99%. That could just be it. Trying to contest the point a little while longer. Wolfpack using the map to their advantage, actually sort of hide over the edge, because that actually contests the point along with Danks. Now Wolfpack not contesting the point any longer, instead backing up. Will this be the end? Overtime ticks down. Sniff not able to get on there. And that is it. Void wins for the entire day. Pika with a final ground pound straight into the Void. That is it.
Yeah, Pika with that ult at the end was just, it covered 90% of the point, it looked like. It was the perfect coverage. Again, just great zoning ults on Pika. Great use of his ultimates. Both.
There we saw the great boop from Wolfpack trying to... This is really what allowed Wolfpack's team to take the point in the end, but it was not enough. Pro losing this matchup 4-0. Absolutely huge.
Huge win, but I love Wolfpack's awareness there at the end to drop underneath those soldier ults into the Void to stay out but stay alive. That was really cool of him. Good job, Wolfpack. But nonetheless, Void coming in, which is another really impressive play, really versatile team. Pika showing off all the different characters that he can play. A lot of fun to watch.
Pretty insane there. But now it is time for a little bit of fun. It's time to talk about the player of the match. We've had a lot of really big plays. Buddy, absolutely huge shatter on Hanamura, and really good plays overall. Pika, very flexible player on the side of Void. We're going to start with you, Cal. Who do you think it is?
Like I said, I got to give a huge shout out to Bunny, because even though Teddy Jackson did an amazing job on Reinhardt, and the team obviously was very dominant, Bunny just got off these huge shatters to really help his team almost win these points. At the end of the day, though, I think it's going to end up going to Pika, just showing off his versatility on Pharah, on McCree, on Hammond, on Symmetra. He didn't do great on Symmetra, to be honest, but nonetheless, he did get caught out. But just so versatile, and we already know he can play Genji and Mei. So my player of the match is definitely going to Pika this game.
I think mine is going to have to go to, as well, we saw them on so many heroes today, and especially the Hammond in the last two maps. Pretty interesting work there, and was able to adapt their skill set to Hammond's pretty well, and ended up really helping Void through, along with the rest of the entirety of Void. Played very, very well, but I think that Pika definitely stands above the rest today. And so that is it for tonight, O.C.C. Scrims Gold Division. If you guys want to join our Discord, check out below the stream. Stuff to check out there. If you want to be a team member, if you're silver all the way through diamond, we may just have a team for you. We're going to be starting our next season before too long. Also, if you want to be a coach, master, grandmaster, or even top 500, you can do that and get one of these teams up to snuff. If you think you can train up a group of golds to beat Void, then absolutely get in here. Also, looking for more people for our production team, as per usual, whether it be casting or running the stream host, running the pauses and whatnot. Also, or not, or running game host, doing the pauses and whatnot, or if you want to be a stream host, actually running the stream, getting OBS going and all that. If you have killer rig, that is one way to show it off. And also, if you want to follow us on social medias, we do have those. Twitter is O.C.C. Scrims, Facebook is O.C.C. Scrims, and Instagram is O.C.C. Scrims. I've been the Litzy. You can follow me at the Litzy on all of the appropriate places. And Cal?
Yes, I am Cal. Thank you guys so much for being in here. I really hope to see you guys next week. These playoffs are going to be awesome. I just know it. Void coming in so hot, and Titans just right on their heel. Cannot wait.
Alrighty, guys. We'll see you next time at